Hi, this is BB from clutterclearinglifecoaching.com, and today I want to make a short video on fear of poverty. Now, what is fear of poverty? Fear of being poor, fear of not being able to pay your bills, fear of being looked down upon by people who are wealthier or you deem them as being more wealthy than you or wealthier than you, feeling like you people see you the wrong way because this is mostly a state of being because it has a solid background. You may be coming from a past where there was never enough money, and because of that, it might have been a home that was looked down upon by other people in school, your friends, your neighbors, and then you started to identify with it. You started to see yourself as because I'm poor, this is happening. It's not the fact that people should not be looking down on people regardless, but you feel that sense of identifying with what the general consensus was. You start to feel, well, it's your fault. This is what happens when you're poor, when you're poverty stricken. So, what we do is we go about trying to defy that at all odds. Like it's a thing now. This poverty has taken the persona of a thing. We've made it into a thing that we have to fight, a thing that we have to battle, a thing we have to conquer. We have given it life. We've given it, we've made it real, basically. Because growing up, there are houses that may have, as they call it, from the wrong side of the tracks. That's where poverty lives. Not enough food, not enough to go around. Wrong car, wrong shoes, wrong dress. The dress code, everything is different. When you don this whole persona of this impoverished child with an impoverished family attached to the child, and you live from this place. And it is one of my passions, would be one of my passions in life to change that mentality. Because once it takes hold of people, it builds some very, very strong roots. And it takes a little while for that to even become an even keel where they're able to let go of it because it's now a thing. It's a real thing. They've made it into a monster that's more than them, and it feels like it's out of control and it's raging inferno. Now, on the other hand, if you think that um, success, if you think in terms of success being that way, that would be a good thing. But never make that success more than you, because you will lose yourself chasing after it as well. But that's in a separate video. So, what do you do when you have a fear of poverty? You don't want to be poor. You will not be poor. You work harder than you should, because if you don't, you could be in the poverty level. That's not going to work, right? So you spend all your time working, looking for work until you tire yourself out. Most people don't have a happy, balanced life if they chase after that because they're always fighting this poverty monster. They're fighting the poverty monster. They don't work smarter. They don't have a lot of enjoyment from the work that they do every day, or they're trying to take on even more because they're too busy fighting a monster. That is the poverty monster. So, what do we do in a situation like that to get us grounded? When you're tired, you don't want to work anymore, but you're so terrified at the same time of being poor, of being at this poverty level because of the stigma that goes with it, that you may have learned as a child, or you may have observed a family member, a cousin, your friends in school, or whomever, and you don't want to go there. because it's a thing. It's not real. And this is where you get a therapist if it's really bad, and you find that you're in most cases what happens is that you overwork, the stress level is so high that you cannot take it anymore and you collapse, or you start resorting to other things that are way unhealthy for you. Some people turn to drugs, some people turn to alcohol because they feel they have to fight this monster in some way, shape, or form. There is no monster. There is no monster. This is an age where we need to be smarter. We need to have an expanded awareness. We need to see the reality of how this works, and this is the best time to be alive. So, what do we do in a situation like this? If you are thinking in terms of doing things that are not healthy for you, your family, your body, your mind, get a therapist. Please find a therapist. And for those of you who are resorting to working all the time or feeling like you're not getting any enjoyment out of life because you're too busy fighting the poverty monster, a life coach, a motivation coach, a coach that can help you to bring down this anxiety around fighting poverty down to a level where you can control it, and then you're able to get past it because it will no longer be an out of control monster that you're fighting. EFT is great for this. As a matter of fact, any form of releasing is great for this. The Sedona method is great for this. Creative visualization, finding that balance, that space within you. That's where it starts, and that's where the shift happens, and you have healthier patterns. Because instead of fighting this poverty monster, you look for constructive ways to bring income in. Because the monster isn't real. Yes, you can be with below a certain threshold of income. That is true. But is it something that you can fix? Absolutely. Without fighting this poverty monster? 100% true. So the next video I'll make is a short tapping round attached to fighting feelings of poverty to get that anxiety level down and break out of some bad habits. If you need my help with this, I will be putting the description in the description part of the video, the link to my website, which is clutterclearinglifecoaching.com. And we will be clearing out the clutter, which is giving this poverty monster fear the boot, so we can focus on more constructive ways to deal with whatever the underlying fear is, clear that out, and we will replace it with some healthier thought patterns that are more constructive. And make sure you look over my website. It's just a small portion of what I can offer or what I have to offer. And put your phone number so that I can return your call as soon as I'm able to. And we will devise a plan how to get you there. And until my next video, stay productive, stay strong. Peace.